Welcome to the GearVlogz 30 Minutes or Less Car Talk Wednesday edition. I'm your host, Mario Gear. So let's get into the story. But before we do that, if you're listening to us on the Clubhouse app, thank you very much. If you're listening to us on GearVlogz, and if you want to be a part of the show and want to call in and comment on any of the stories, join us on the Clubhouse app. Link will be in the video description, so you can click on the Clubhouse link so you can sign up and get notifications when we do this. I'm trying to do this as a daily show and permitting when stories and topics of interest become available. And there we go. And if you're not already following me on YouTube, please consider hitting that like, comment, and subscribe about this episode after you've heard it. So let's get into the story. First story. Thieves caught hoarding $1 million worth of catalytic converters. Well, actually, it's a little bit more than that, but we'll get into it. The Texas crime ring was storing the essential and pricey car component in 7 locations around the city of Houston. Houston, Texas police recovered a huge cache of stolen catalytic converters in a series of raids last week. Investigators said that they seized 477 catalytic converters from one location alone and 2,800 O2 sensors, but they believe nearly $12 million in total theft over time could be tracked to this organization's operations. According to remarks from Harris County Sergeant, and a main target of the theft in the area is the Toyota Tundra. Wow. Catalytic converter theft are rampant nationwide and a huge problem in Houston, where police have received reports of more than 6,000 thefts in the first 6 months of 2022. There may be a dip in the action there, though, since local police recovered a large cache of stolen converters, including more than 400 in one house, along with 2,800 oxygen sensors in a series of raids last week and arrests. Did a group of people allegedly responsible for the thefts. The converters were stolen in 7 locations in Houston area, and according to TV station KHOU, were being shipped to buyers out of the state. On top of the stolen parts, investigators found a stolen Dodge Challenger Hellcat at one of the locations. Yowza. So definitely catalytic converter thefts are a big thing for for thieves right now, because, well, there are actually 2 demands. Primarily, the first one is not everyone can afford a brand new catalytic converter in the event that people are keeping their cars longer on the road instead of trading them in, especially now with the supply chain of cars being harder to get new car inventory. And I've heard one report where Toyota almost practically has no inventory right now, which is unheard of. So you obviously got to prolong your used car or the current car that you have, keep it on the road a little longer. But the problem is then you throw in vehicle safety and emission checks that some states require, especially here in California when you have biannual emission tests. When a catalytic converter goes bad, you need to replace it. And average cost on a catalytic converter, brand new replacement catalytic converter from a dealer, is anywhere going to be from $1,500 on up. Sure, you may ask, oh, we can put in aftermarket ones. True, there are manufacturers that make aftermarket ones, but the problem is being, especially in California, EO compliant, meaning they have went through the testing process through the state to be considered essentially a replacement catalytic converter substitute. So there's a lot of strategic testing that's involved in that. And one of the few companies that I know of that offers it, and I'm not sure if their inventory of available parts or catalytic converters that are available for all makes right now, is the MagnaFlow. They make a series of catalytic converters that meet the requirements. So there's that. So I could see why thieves are stealing these cars. Obviously, for somebody who, you get a shady muffler shop that doesn't care where the parts are coming from. They just have customers that need replacement catalytic converters, and they're looking for people to supply them. So you have that aspect. Then, of course, there's the other aspect of the people who are going to take these things, break out the catalyst bricks that are inside these catalytic converters, break them down, and bag them up and ship them overseas somewhere to where they're going to be smelted for the rare, expensive raw material metals that are inside those catalytic converters. Namely, platinum and palladium, I believe, are the two primary sources. And you look at the cost of what a platinum is going for, you do the numbers. So there's financial gain for them to do that type of stuff. But I digress. Okay, let's see, back to the story. KHOU reported that the thefts were conducted by a well-organized crime organization operating on social media, advertising the prices for converters on specific car models to would-be thieves. Cutters, great, that's an interesting name, or thieves who do the work of getting under the car and removing converters. We drop off between 2 to 10 converters for sale at a time, according to news reports. Investigators are estimating the cache of converters to be worth more than $1 million on the street, though they could account for nearly $12 million in total thefts over time, according to estimates reported by ABC 13 Houston. It's very costly if you get your catalytic converter stolen. Harris County Sheriff Department Sergeant Jeff Thomas said. The main target is the Toyota Tundra. You are looking at $1,800 to $3,000 to get them replaced. We recently reported that cars like the Honda Accord or the Ford F-Series trucks are among the most targeted vehicles, with the Toyota Prius and Camry also making the list. New legislation have been cropping up around the country to combat these thefts, with ideas of stamping catalytic converters with their vehicle identification numbers, or making it illegal for shops to purchase converters which are not connected to a vehicle. Yeah, that would definitely be one thing there as well. And trust me, things are in the works even here, or at least I know in California, steps that California has taken with recyclers, because you have metal scrappers who will buy catalytic converters, and one of the requirements that they have, whoever the seller is, needs to provide a photo ID as well as, I believe, a fingerprint scan. So if it comes back to, and they also delay payment of the catalytic converter. So who knows exactly how that works as far as if they determine if it's stolen or not and whatnot. So there's that aspect. Okay, let's move on to the next story. Mini Cooper SC supply chain issues. Base BMW i4 plug-in hybrid ups and downs. Today's car news. Let's see. Plug-in hybrid sales sag in Europe as they keep popping. In the US, BMW adds a base version of its i4 EV, and there's no more base 30,000 electric Mini Cooper for now. This is more, and here at the Green Car Reports. The Mini Cooper SE has been a rare exception in the electric vehicle market, in that it's a nimble, head-turning two-door EV that costs around $23,000 if you can claim the $7,500 EV tax credit amount. It's a completely different kind of fully electric option than a Bolt EV or Leaf, but due to supply chain issues, the base version of the Cooper SE remains unavailable, leaving models that are starting at $4,325 higher. BMW has announced a lower price version of the i4 electric car for the US market. The 2023 BMW eDrive 35 will get a single motor rear wheel drive layout like the existing eDrive 40 version, but with a smaller battery and about 260 EPA miles of range, according to BMW. A $4,000 less at $52,395. It costs only slightly more than the base Tesla Model 3 and Polestar 2. Should sagging plug-in hybrid sales in Europe be seen as a sign that the era for this stopgap technology is over? Before you answer that, consider that PHEV sales are still on the upswing in the US. There we go. And I'm going to be ending this story here right now. We're almost at our time limit of trying to keep it under 30 minutes. If you want to keep this, see longer episodes, please comment down below, as well as give me story ideas of topics that are interest to you that are related to the channel. So, thank you for listening. Be sure to hit that like, comment, and subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next one.